morning, everyone. Thank you all for being on time this morning for the webinar. We're going to go ahead and get started. Today's webinar is specific to the upcoming software update for SpaIntel. We've been working on a lot of brand new features and enhancements to the system, so we wanted to do a company-wide webinar to communicate these updates to you and also communicate when the update will take place. So we can get right into it. Starting with employee goals. So we already have SPA goals configured in the system, and you can assign individual employee goals for each employee, but we're adding a new feature here. Individual employee goal tracking upon clocking in and clocking out will now be available in this system. And also, after every sale, the salesperson is going to receive a pop-up with today's goals, their percent to goal, along with their monthly goal and percent to goal. So this is going to take the place of the smiley face that happens at the end of every transaction. This is something that's a little more encouraging for the salespeople. So I'll show you a few screenshots there to show you what this is going to look like. We also have a percent to goal statistics per employee module, and I'll show you a brief screenshot on what that looks like as well. So we're still working on some of these screenshots and the codings and stuff. So the pictures that you're going to see will be replaced with better quality images, but I definitely wanted to just show you what we've been working on. When an employee clocks in, they'll see their goals displayed for the day. So this is Katie Powell. She's working today. She just clocked in. She has a little emoji up there, drinking coffee. Coffee's for closers. And you can see the monthly and daily goals along with actuals and percent to goals for membership cash, retail, red appointments, new members, and EFT increase. So as soon as Katie clocks in, or as soon as any employee with sales goals clocks in, they'll have this goal display for the day. So they can see exactly what they need to do throughout the day in order to achieve their goals. At the end of each sale, they'll receive emojis as well. Each emoji has a specific percentage. So if they're low, if they're only 4% to goal or 4% to their goals, you can see this is a pretty bad emoji. They need to do some work to achieve higher goals here. So Katie, you can see this is her daily goals. She's done $8 in membership cash, $3.75 in retail. So she's barely made any sales today. She's made no red appointments. She's sold no new members. So this is her very first sale. This is what's going to pop up after her very first sale. So she can see she definitely needs to have a little bit of sales moving forward in order to achieve her goals. The next goal is going to happen at 20% above, or 20% to their goal. So here you can see she's doing good. She's done 38 in membership cash. She's done $14.50 in retail, and it gives you their percent to goal as well for each category. Now you can see the the membership cash percent to goal for the day is showing 27.61, and the retail percent to goal is showing 13.98. These numbers collectively equals 21.75% when you add the two goals together and you calculate what they've actually done. She's actually done 21.75% to her goal. And at 40%, they'll receive another emoji. They're really doing good. We admire your hard work. So these change based on the tier of the goal that you're doing. And again, after every sale this happens, and they can track their progress on the goals as they go and throughout the day. Once they've gone over 100%, they'll get another emoji, just even better than the previous one, that shows that they're really doing a great job. And then if they've surpassed 120%, they get a cool, what looks like Planet Beach logo emoji. So again, these are just some placeholders for right now. We're definitely working on, the logic of it is working, but we're working on perfecting some of these images. just so that you guys know. But this is just a great way for the staff members to remain competitive with one another and to really see what they're doing after every sale. The SpaIntel personal statistics page, this shows every employee for any specific date range. You can do today, yesterday, this week, this month, last month, or even this year. Or you can choose a specific starting and ending date. And this screen will display every employee who worked within that time frame, the hours that they worked within the specified period, the total membership cash sales that they made, the hourly membership cash sales that were made. Same for retail, the total retail sales and hourly rates, as well as the total in the bank. This screen also shows you the total number of new members that were sold and the hourly amount of new members sold, how many reds were made, how many reds showed, and EFT increase. To the far right, you'll see all time cards completed. If it says yes, that means that there's a clock in and clock out record for every day that these specific employees work. And if it's no, that means that you know this data may be skewed because they forgot to clock out or they forgot to clock in. So the data may be skewed there. So again, the goals, that's one of our core values here at Planet Beach is goals. So the fact that every employee now can actually see what they're doing after every sale, it just adds more reinforcement for them to actually achieve their goals. So we're really excited about launching this. And I also want to note that I'll be doing more in-depth. This is just an introductory webinar for all of you here on the call on some of the things that we are releasing in this next upcoming update. But I'll be doing in-depth trainings on each of these modules prior to launch. Another great feature that we've launched that we've been having franchisees and spa directors ask for quite some time is PIF payment plans. Payment plans can be made on 12 and 24-month paid-in-full memberships. The plans can accommodate up to 4 payments, and any applicable TAN tax will be collected with the down payment. So the very first down payment that the member is making, all the TAN tax for that period will be collected. If it's a 12-month membership, then all $12 of that TAN tax, because it's $1 per month, will be collected at the down payment. Any additional service tax will be collected as the payments are made. All paid-in-full payments will be reflected in membership cash. So when they're purchasing, their down payment goes directly towards membership cash, and their recurring payments, as scheduled, will also go towards membership cash. We have a PIF follow-up queue to collect outstanding balances, and I'll show you guys a couple of screenshots of that as well. Here's just a brief recording of how the PIF payment plans work. So you can choose your program. Here we'll choose the gold, and you see you have the option for a 12 or a 24-month paid in full.
Or they can pay it in full period.
Or you can pay it in full period. Yes, you can pay it in full period as well. You can adjust the number of payments. You can adjust the down payment that you'll be collecting from the customer, and it calculates how much more is due based on their down payment if you make any adjustments to it. By default, it'll just evenly distribute the payments for down payment and any additional payments made. But again, if you make any adjustments to the down payment, it will adjust the last balance. You can also adjust the first payment due date, the last payment due date, any payment due date. And then from here, you can just complete the transaction with the total down payment and the TAN tax applied to it as well. And it also gives you your secondary payments on this screen. The PIF Payment Plan Manager is where you can modify, collect, cancel, make any adjustments to any of your payment plans. So you can show all open paid in full memberships. You can show the fulfilled paid in fulls, current paid in full members, and then any past due paid in full members as well. If the member's current, they'll appear in green. If they're delinquent, they'll appear in red. And each one of these, if you look over to the left, your grid will display each individual member, and over to the right will show that specific member, whichever one you're clicking on, will show their next due date, the amount due, and the total due. It'll also show the date paid and the amount paid. The follow-up queues. We have 2, 10, 30, 60, and 90-day follow-up queues. There are also follow-up queues for new member, ambassador, and skincare. I'll show you a couple of screenshots here as well, but there's a direct email to your members from the follow-up queue. So this is a great new feature that we've added in the system. You can send templated emails to each individual member, or you can also send custom emails straight from the follow-up queues. So you can access these queues here under the to-do queue screen, and I'll just show you a little example of the 2-day follow-up. This list will show all members at their second day in. So they've purchased their memberships. 2 days later, they'll show up in this queue. Oh, sorry guys. I advanced a little too quickly. So here, all of your members will display, and each one that you click on, you can see over to the right their first visit, their last visit, date of birth, their area of interest. You can also click on service history. This will tell you which service they've used, the length of time that they've gone into the service. So when you're reaching out to this client, or when you're sending them an email, you can be specific to what you've seen in their service history, as well as their retail history. So these queues allow you to analyze that. And then for anyone who has an email address on file, you'll be able to send an email. So here I have an email address on file. You can just click send. You can choose templated emails, templated welcome emails for these new members, or you can create your own. You can create your own subject. You can create your own content. You can adjust the font if you wanted to, bold, italic, underline, change the text color. Anything you wanted to do there, you could, and then you can just send email. That'll put the email in a follow-up queue and send all emails out after. Also, in the follow-up queues, you can double-click on each client, and it brings up individual member progress tracking log. So we're working very closely with our SPA performance department right now to create a regime builder, coupling all of our services to go along with a specific amount of products. We don't want it to be too much overkill, but just 3-4 max products to go along with each service. So we're working on that right now. Also, the ambassador tracking log. Here you can choose the date that you've done the ambassador consultation with the client. You can choose the consultant that coordinated this consultation. And anytime you notate that a consultation has been complete, you can see the status, the progress bar at the top. The blue progress bar will tell you your percent to completion. So this one's at 13% complete based on the ambassador consultation that was done. You can also do your skincare consultation, choose the date, completed by, there you can choose the consultant. You can enter any notes here as well. And all of this tracking log information ties back to the customer profile. There's a tab in the customer profile that says member tracking, and it'll give you all this information straight from there. Again, the 2-day follow-up, and you can enter any notes as needed there. Enter the date and the consultant who made or who conducted the consultation. We have a couple of questions here. Okay, I'm just going to close the question panel here, and we'll address all questions at the end. Okay, so that's the new follow-up queues. We're really excited to get that launched out to you guys. And again, email you can send straight from the system. We'll have templated emails in here for your 2, 10, 30, 60, and 90-day follow-up. But again, you can send your own individual custom emails as well. Late and NSF fees on EFTs. This is something that a lot of our stores have been asking about. And we're not sure if this is going to be available in this very next update, but it's something that we're actively working on, and it's coming very, very soon. If not in this update that we'll be releasing the week of the 9th, of March 9th, it'll be shortly thereafter. So every store will have the ability to set standard late and NSF fees on all EFT memberships. The late and NSF fees will be a flat dollar amount, and that's configured in each SPA's setup and configuration screen in SpaIntel. The member agreements in SpaIntel state that the late fees are $25 once the payment is 10 days late, and if the payment is declined or returned as NSF, it's a $35 NSF fee for that. So these fees will be applied to all members who are considered late or NSF. We can't pick and choose who we want to tag the late fee onto or not. It has to be a blanket across the board fee that's assessed to anyone who fits the criteria of being late or NSF. And the SPA will have the ability to waive or reduce the fees on an individual member basis. So some stores work out with their clients, I know that you're late, but if you come in today, I'll waive your late fee or your NSF fee. So you will have the ability to work with that. We're also working on a collections module, and we'd really like to get some feedback from franchisees on some more things that you'd like to see in this collections module. But as it stands right now, you have the ability to view any past due accounts in your system. You can notate any outreach attempts if you try to call their home, their work, their cell, if you actually contacted the customer, or if you left a message, there was no answer, or if it was a bad number. You can generate an email for each member. You can do a custom email, or again, you can choose from the templates. And each member, you can also view previous draft activity or previous collections activity. So the good thing about viewing previous draft activity for each member is you can see how their accounts are being declined. Is each one of these members, or for example, Veronica Root, let's say that I'm viewing her previous draft activity and she's been declined 13 times in the last month. When you look at the decline response and you see she's been declined 13 times and each time it's been due to an invalid account number, you know you should not be drafting that account. If it's an invalid account number, it will absolutely never be approved, and it's just wasting authorization fees. So this is just a smarter way for SPA directors to analyze how they're processing the drafts, for franchisees and for SPA directors to see how they're processing the drafts, what decline codes they're having coming back, and how to collect smarter, basically. So again, we'd like to have feedback from you guys. If you want to send me an email or your SPA performance consultant and they can forward it over to me, that would be great. We're really excited about launching the collections module as well. We're also working on some checklists. We're working very closely with our SPA performance department to come up with daily, weekly, or perfect, rather, the daily, weekly, monthly marketing and prospecting checklists. Each checklist will be specific to SPA director and assistant director, and then you'll have your consultant checklist, your receptionist, your room attendant checklist if needed. And every employee will basically have the ability to check off all of the tasks that they've completed, and this will be saved in a queue. SPA directors can go back and analyze prior dates checklists to ensure that everything has been adjusted or attended to. A new report that we've added is equipment usage report. This is another report that a lot of franchisees were asking for, is specific equipment used by customers. So here you can choose any given start date, this is just my demo database, so I'm going really far back. And it's under equipment. You can choose any service that you have in your store. In this example, I'm just going to choose Auto Bronze. And from there, it'll generate a report for you. This report will give you the date that the customer came in, the customer's name, their phone number, and their email address if you want to reach out to them, or if you want to invite them back into the store, or give them any type of special for using the service. So it's just a great way for you to truly engage with your customers based on the actual services that they're using. Another thing that's going to be included in this update, I know that you've received a lot of communication regarding the referral program for franchisees. You have an opportunity to win a Jeep by referring someone to become a Planet Beach franchisee. There will be reminders 10, 2, and 5. If you haven't submitted a referral, you can click here and it'll bring you straight to the referral submission form for your opportunity to win a Jeep. So this is just a reminder that'll pop up at 10, 2, and 5 in SpaIntel. A few important notes that we want to address with you guys regarding this update. There are a lot of new features and data structure changes in this update. So we're going to be launching this update by territory. We don't want to most of our previous updates have been automatic. You just update individually. We may have a couple of system static lookup tables, but this update is, as I said, there's a lot of things involved. So we want to handle this as carefully as possible. Due to the data changes and the necessity to update certain tables in the database so that queues work properly and other functions of the software work properly, we will be logging into each store to run these updates for you. Lloyd and I are working on a schedule on which stores we're going to be updating when. So again, it will be by territory, and the projected release date of this update is March 9th. So we're going to be working together. It may take us a couple of days, maybe 2 or 3 days to get everyone on the latest version, but we just want to make sure that it's all done, and we don't want to have to depend on your staff members to make sure that they're running certain things, because there's a lot involved with this update.